So, what is up with the Iowa State Cyclones? Well, right now, it's their win total. And it looks like I was completely wrong about this Iowa State team. We'll pull up a chair, sit back, relax, and we're going to talk about it right after this word from our sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode is brought to you by Dutch Miller Automotive, where friends and family pricing means you get the best deal right up front on any new or pre-loved vehicle in stock every time. With brands like Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Kia, Hyundai, Ford, GMC, Buick, and Subaru, the Dutch Miller Automotive family is always growing and ready to put you in the car or truck you've been searching for. Check out our inventory across West Virginia at DutchMillerAuto.com or come in today to the home of friends and family pricing, only at a Dutch Miller Automotive store near you. What is up, college sports fans, Big 12 fans, fellow members of Mountaineer Nation? Welcome into another edition of Couz's Corner. Belly yourself up to the bar and let me serve you up another shot of top-shelf college football content. On tap today, we are talking about the Iowa State Cyclones and the season they're having so far. Now, coming into this 2023 college football season, all the talk around the Big 12 and even nationally was how big of a surprise the West Virginia Mountaineers team had been after being picked finished last in the Big 12 preseason polls. Well, there's another team that I find surprising, and that is the Iowa State Cyclones. And it appears I was totally wrong about Iowa State. After the turmoil they went through in the offseason, and after that, sports betting scandal that they've had to deal with where several other players got suspended, I felt it would have a major impact on their ability to win football games. I felt it would be a major distraction. They lost a lot of starters off the team. I just didn't see how they would recover from that. And two of those players, one was starting running back Jarrell Brock. The other was starting quarterback Hunter Deckers, a guy who was expected to make major strides this year and really be a good quarterback for this Cyclones team. I mean, most teams will not be able to overcome this. And then they also lost several guys off the defensive side of the ball as well. I mean, it would be easy to assume that would impact their season, would it not? Well, so far, it hasn't been the case, at least not in Big 12 play. Now, they did start the season off a little slow. They struggled to start out, dropping their rivalry game to Iowa, and then the following week losing a game to Ohio University out of the MAC. It looked like their season was heading into the toilet. I mean, heck, Matt Campbell even had a little verbal spat with a fan on his way out of the stadium after that game. Things did not look good in Ames. But in comes redshirt freshman quarterback Rocco Becht, who has continued to get better and better each week and is leading this team to victories. They opened their Big 12 schedule with a 34-27 win over Oklahoma State at home. They did go on the following week to lose to Oklahoma by a score of 50-20, but hey, it was Oklahoma. A lot of teams are going to get beat by Oklahoma. So I don't really make a big deal out of that one. Then last week, they defeat TCU 27-14 in an upset win. Nobody saw that one coming. Today, October the 14th, as I record this video, they just got finished beating the Cincinnati Bearcats for their first Big 12 Conference road win of the year by a score of 30-10 in Cincinnati. So right now they sit at 4-3 on the season, but 3-1 in Big 12 play, and still have a chance to play in Dallas for the Big 12 title game. Now, it might be a long shot, but they do have a chance. They are still in the hunt for a Big 12 title game appearance. And you've got to give Coach Matt Campbell and his staff a lot of credit for the way this young team has come together and played so well after all they've been through. One reason they're playing well is Rocco Becht that I mentioned earlier. Becht has not looked like a redshirt freshman in several of these games. He is completing 60% of his throws. He is 123 out of 205 passing for 1,464 yards and 12 touchdowns and has only thrown 5 interceptions. Becht, who is the son of former NFL tight end Anthony Becht, who played for West Virginia from 1996 to 1999, most Mountaineer fans probably remember him. So he comes from a football family, has a football pedigree, and a football background. He knows the game. But Becht is growing up right before our eyes. And one of the reasons he's playing well is his offensive line. I have to give them some credit here. They are keeping him clean. They have given up only 15 sacks so far in 7 football games. That's pretty remarkable. The team in second place in the Big 12 is Oklahoma. They've given up 30 sacks on the year, so they've given up twice as many sacks and have done it in one less game. So shout out to the Iowa State offensive line and to Rocco Becht and the job he's doing running that team and managing that team and managing games. But the biggest reason the Cyclones are playing so well is that defense led by defensive coordinator John Heacock. John Heacock, one of the best defensive coordinators in college football. Surprised this guy has not gotten a head coaching job yet. Iowa State right now sits third in the Big 12 in scoring defense, giving up only 20 points a game. They're also second in total defense, eighth in rushing defense, second in passing defense, fifth in third down defense, fifth in red zone defense, and first in the league in defensive efficiency. Now, although they do have a shot to play for the Big 12 title game, I do think it's going to be tough because of their schedule. When you look at their schedule going forward, they get a bye this coming week. Then they have to travel to Waco to take on Baylor. Now, that should theoretically be a win because Baylor has not looked good so far this season. After that, they welcome the Kansas Jayhawks to Ames. Now, right now, Kansas is ranked in the top 25 and playing really well, despite quarterback Jalen Daniels missing several games with a back issue. And even though Kansas will be favored in that game more than likely, Iowa State should be competitive and will have a chance to win, especially since it's at Ames, which is a tough place to play. The following week, they travel to Provo to take on BYU. That should be a win. Now, they drew with a short straw and are one of the few teams that have to play both Texas and Oklahoma. Now, they've already played Oklahoma, but after they travel to Provo, the following week, they welcome Texas to Ames, and they will take on the Longhorns. Then they close the season on November the 25th in the Farmageddon rivalry game on the road at K-State. So a tough schedule. They still have to go to K-State. They still have to play Texas. They still have to play Kansas, BYU, and Baylor. So it's not going to be an easy task. But they should at least get bowl eligible, and if not, win at least 7 games and finish potentially in the top half of the Big 12 conference, potentially, and at least in the middle of the conference, which is much higher than I had them going into the year. And whether they get the Dallas or not, they have a chance to exceed expectations set by those of us on the outside, especially myself. In my preseason Big 12 rankings, I picked Iowa State to finish 12th in the league and finish with a record of 2-7 in conference. They've already exceeded that. They're 3-1 right now. And they'll likely get more, at least 2 more. I see them beating Baylor and I see them beating BYU. So they should at least get 5 conference wins and finish with a record of 5-4, which would be good enough, more than likely, to finish middle of the pack. And they have a chance to get a couple more wins if they can beat K-State and Kansas. And I would not put that out of the equation the way this team is playing on the defensive side of the ball and the way Matt Campbell coaches this team. He's a good football coach. Now, the way this team is trending, they will finish much higher than 12th and maybe, like I said, even in the top half of the Big 12. But what do you think, Couz's Corner family? Do you think Iowa State has a chance to finish in the top half of this league? And do you think they even have a chance to get to Dallas and play for a Big 12 title? I want to hear your thoughts, so let me know in the comment section. Also, if you wouldn't mind, guys, I ask that you please support the channel. You can do it financially by joining the channel. Hit the join button below. If you don't see a join button, if you're on a device that doesn't show a join button, there's a link in my description box where you can join my channel. Click that link. You can join my channel. Take advantage of the perks of being a VIP member here at Couz's Corner, which includes special recognitions. Right now, you see my club level members on the bottom of the screen. That's the $4.99 level. You pay that every month. It comes right out of your bank account. It's really easy. It's an easy way to support me, and there are some perks that go along with it. You can also be a pub level member, which is the $2.99 level. You saw the names of those folks scrolling along the screen earlier in the video. Also, you can make one-time donation using the heart thanks button below. You can donate money to Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. All those are in the description as well. Or if you want to support me for free, hey, you can do that too. All you have to do is hit the thumbs up button, drop the comment below, share it with your family and friends, and subscribe if you haven't. If you're a fan of Big 12 football and conference realignment talk, you need to subscribe to my channel, especially if you're a West Virginia Mountaineer fan, because I do a lot of content on the West Virginia Mountaineers. So, guys, with that being said, I really appreciate your support. I appreciate you tuning in to this episode of Couz's Corner. And until the next one, Q Country Roads.